This is a significant milestone in the history of our city. Lakeforest Mall opened in 1978. At the time, it was the biggest indoor mall in Montgomery County, with notable anchor stores, JCPenney, Sears, Woodward and Lothrop, and Hex, and lots of smaller ones. It had an ice skating rink on the lower floor. Over the years, it came to be a significant landmark in countless people's lives. You run into so many people, even today, who had their first job at one of the stores at Lakeforest, or they hung out there in their high school years, or took dates to the movie theater that used to be there, or one of the restaurants. And while the property has always been in the city of Gaithersburg, people always saw it as a gateway to Montgomery Village. As time went by, most large indoor malls across the country began to decline, and Lakeforest was no exception to that. The first time I ran for office in Gaithersburg was in 2005, and I was asked what my top priorities were, of course, and the potential for redevelopment of Lakeforest was among them. That was 19 years ago, and since that time, it has continued to rise on my priorities list. And I'm not alone. My colleagues here on the council all agree, our staff agrees, and the public agrees. A couple years ago, when we went through the master plan update for Lakeforest, we received more public feedback and participation on the question of what should be the future of this property than I think we've ever received on a single topic in our city's history, at least that I'm aware of. And of course, some of the importance of Lakeforest derives from the fact that it's located in one of the most heavily trafficked areas of our city and one of the most highly visible. If everything around is our house, you might think of the Lakeforest property as our living room. And not just because of its prominence, is that's the first thing when you walk in the door, but as a room that leads to many other places, which is why this is really a watershed moment for the city of Gaithersburg. Perhaps this is the official start of a new era, and that we will one day tie the rejuvenation of some of the older parts of our community to this process and to this decision tonight. Arguably, the biggest change and impact of the plan is the addition of housing where there wasn't any housing before. 1,600 units, as Greg said. Multifamily rental, townhouses, condos. There's been a lot of talk in the public square lately about the housing crisis and about the need for affordable units and about innovative strategies like building gap housing, things like duplexes and triplexes and 2-over-2s and such. And well, I will point out that while others talk about these things in the abstract, we are bringing them to life here in Gaithersburg. And this project is a perfect example. Furthermore, 15% of all the housing units in this project will be required to be made available for rent and for purchase affordable at the MPDU and workforce levels. That's 240 or so affordable units added to our inventory that were not there before. With this project, we continue to do more than our fair share in providing housing opportunities for our community. From the beginning, when WRS purchased the property and came to the city to start talking about future plans, I have pointed out that the council and I will have one chance in our political lives, and our staff will have one chance in their professional lives to redevelop the Lakeforest property. We cannot settle for a C-level project or even a B-level project. This needs to be a grade A project or an A+ project if we can get it there. What we will be voting on tonight is not the end of the process, I'll point out. It will continue to go through staff and our planning commission review until they get to final site plan. Much of the design and architectural work and other fine-tuning is yet to be done. But if we approve the SDP tonight, it is the end of the mayor and council portion of the process on this application, and I'm treating the DRRA as a separate matter. So I want to make something very clear before our applicant and to our staff and to the Planning Commission. I believe that through this process, working together with the public, this plan, with this plan, we have set the table for a grade A project and potentially an A+ project. It is up to our applicant, our staff, and our planning commissioners to make sure that at this point, we do not settle for anything less than high-quality architecture, design guidelines, materials, and finishes, that we follow all the best practices at every turn. No cutting corners, no settling. This is our opportunity. This is our moment to fundamentally rejuvenate a part of our city that has needed it for decades. So I say let's do great things here, and not good things and not okay things. I'm talking about let's do great things. With that emphatic admonition, I will tell you that if the mayor in our system of government had a vote in this good old system, I would vote tonight to support this application. And assuming that our council is on board to approve this schematic development plan, I want to thank and congratulate our developer partner, WRS, and their whole team and their partners. I want to congratulate our staff who have led us through this process with great professionalism and put in so much work through negotiations, through master plan rewrite, countless meetings guiding the applicant's team through the process and helping us get to this moment. And I want to thank and congratulate every member of the public who has participated in this process, and there were literally thousands. Our job here is to balance the interests of the city, its residents and stakeholders, with the interests of the property owner. And I think that together as a governing body and as a community, we have done that, and I'm proud of it. And I know I speak for my council colleagues tonight when I say that we are excited, we are hopeful, and we are truly honored to be part of this moment in Gaithersburg history. So if I could just say, everyone, please give yourselves a big round of applause.